we're renovating a lot of buildings on campus. And in the process of that, the historic Reynolds Gym, where the equipment room's been housed for over 50 plus years, is now being moved out, which is thus why we're here now. And in that move from over there, I had about 5,000 square feet, but I actually had about 4,000 square feet, but 3,500 of that was literally for team storage. There's very little floor space, very little open. There was a lot of shelving, a lot of walking around corners, and shelving that had been there for 50 years. Painted the old Army green and not really updated. But with the move over here, we have more square footage, about 5,000, but because of this unit only takes up about 1,000 square feet. Thus, I now have a ton of open floor space. I have room for shipping and receiving. We have office space. We have a large laundry room with a space saver unit in it. Just has opened the door for us to have what feels very, very open and not claustrophobic. High ceilings, good lighting, just everything there could be. But we would have never been able to move in here without this unit. So in this equipment room in Manchester Athletic Center, in some fashion we serve all 16 of our sports because we need to provide storage for some of them who have less in their space. So when we built this unit, we added space to put deliveries for men's and women's basketball, to accept deliveries for golf and tennises and baseball, which are off campus. Football even has storage in here because they don't have the same amount of room. And I was able to do all that to service the other 12 sports. And have storage for the other sports that needed it. Each team that has a unit here has one bay. So basically they have two sides. And one side has 18-inch shelving and the other side is 24-inch shelving with hanging space, which we knew from the get-go that we wanted to have a unit for a space where every student athlete had their own little cubby, we call it. So I'd like to show you on these units the sports that I manage. Each of these units has a locking mechanism on them, and we have a key lock right here. Because we're in the basement, we have pillars, and we could not do a unit that closed all the way to lock, so we had to only lock certain ones. So of course the team gear, I wanted to make sure was always locked securely. So what we did, and you can see how easy this moves, it's just amazing. I can literally move it with my fingers. But once you do get to the end, you want to lock it back and close it so that no one gets trapped in there. But this, for example, is men's soccer. And what we knew was that we wanted to have each athlete have, I think I mentioned that earlier, have their own space. And then we've got their clothing inventory on their game inventory and practice inventory on the other side. So literally we can walk in, get the dress roster, take their jersey, fold it, put it right on top, and then get it ready for the game each day. And then we've got their shoe storage. We've started getting inventory in from Nike right now, like every other school is. So we've started putting the shoes up that belong to each athlete, and we have ample storage for everything that needs to be in here, and this is for men's soccer specifically. Well, one of the things I learned when I was traveling around to schools, that's one of the things as an equipment manager, you always want to visit other equipment manager spaces and try to see what they have to make yourself better. And the first school that I saw a space saver unit was University of Louisville many years ago, and the unit was amazing. And I knew that you guys had done it. I knew that Patterson Pope had done that space saver unit. And I started doing more and more research, and knowing that I had pillars in this place, like I mentioned earlier, we needed some just static storage for boxes and stuff. So literally this is storage for men's and women's basketball that they needed to do, that they don't have space for in their space in the Miller Center. So we were able to just do nothing but shelving here without the hanging space because we didn't need that. But we moved down and women's soccer is right here beside it. Women's soccer is set up just like the others that I showed you. Game unit and hanging space. But wanted to show you with cross-country track, we knew we didn't need a lot of hanging space. So we did theirs in static shelving as well. And cross-country track, these is men and women in the same unit. That's pretty crazy because that's over almost 80 people. And so we have all their inventory in one unit. So every athlete for this cross-country track has their own space. We've got their game stuff set up, and then here's their inventory and there's their shoes. And when it came to graphic design, that was so easy. I think I put together 10 words and some WFs on a piece of paper and said, can you make this look like it's moving and flowing instead of just words on a piece of paper? And sure enough, it didn't take but a few designs, and we have this beautiful graphic design from you guys as well. Choosing Patterson Pope to put in the space saver unit was really a no-brainer once I saw the unit at University of Louisville. I knew that it was quality work, and the equipment guy there said everything was seamless. And Bobby Davis does a lot of work on campus with our library, and Patterson Pope puts in systems. So already being familiar with campus, once Bobby came over and saw the space, it was just easy measuring and putting the design together. And once he had the footprint, we were able to seamlessly move through the Patterson Pope process of what we wanted to change, what we wanted to add, and where we were going to be to get to this final product. And Patterson Pope brought in the install guys. I mean, once again, seamless. They showed up when they were supposed to. They were here till it ended. I mean, they didn't go home early. They drove in every morning and they got the work done. And that was really a bonus for me, because in the equipment business, you're all about getting things done. This never would have happened if we had not bought the space saver unit, because of the space that it gives us for storage for the teams.